मशहूर वीडियो मैगजीन लहरें के निर्माताओं की मनोरंजन के आसमान में एक और ऊंची उड़ान। मल्टी चैनल की अंग्रेजी फिल्म पत्रिका लहरें सिने टैब की लॉन्चिंग की शानदार पार्टी होटल लीला केम्पिंस्की के बॉलरूम हॉल में। चीफ एडिटर भारती प्रधान के नेतृत्व में तैयार होने वाली लहरें सिने टैब ने फिल्मी पत्रिकाओं की दुनिया में अपना एक कामयाब स्थान बना लिया है। अब तक इसके 4 अंक सिनेमा प्रेमियों तक पहुंच चुके हैं। बंबई के शरीफ श्री नाना चुदासमा ने मुख्य अतिथि की हैसियत से पधारकर लहरें सिने टैब का उद्घाटन किया। मल्टी चैनल के विनीत हांडा, मृत्युंजय पांडे, मोहन शेट्टी, सरवर कुद्दूस और संजय बाली ने मुख्य द्वार पर मेहमानों का स्वागत किया और इनका साथ दिया भारती प्रधान ने।
This evening, which of course has turned into night now, is the beginning of a very interesting phase. Normally people start off with magazines and then go into video magazines. Here we have a switchover. We have a video magazine that sprouted pages all of a sudden. So now, ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, I would like to present before you an excellent array of young ladies and young men to tell you what glamour and show business is all about. So, ladies and gentlemen, for you, a fashion show. invite the Honorable Sheriff of Bombay, Shri Nana Chudasama, to the stage. Nana sir, will you please join us? The first question everybody asked me was whether you'd be arriving here with your 2 guns and a sheriff's hat and a badge. I refuse to comment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Sheriff will say a few words to you.
Thank you, Mr. Amjad Khan. He only talks about guns. Yes. He shoots guns, I use a pen. I would leave it to the audience to decide which one is more powerful. But I must say that first, before I start, I must compliment Mr. Amjad Khan, because I think he's one of the finest compères I have come across, who has a ready wit, and he always supports good causes. Especially on the drug awareness and prevention, he has been always very helpful. So on behalf of all of us and Bombayites, I want to thank Mr. Amjad Khan for his constant support for good causes. I would also say that this evening it gives me a great pleasure for my wife and myself to be here, because anything new has to be supported. That's our philosophy. And I'm sure in the same spirit, this Lehren film magazine which is going to come is going to meet with a great success. It has a very capable editor, Bharathi S Pradhan. She's been in this line for so long. I have known her performance earlier. I'm sure with her and these young enterprises who are backing her, this thing cannot go wrong. And I wish them all the very best, and on behalf of the entire Bombay city, I want to assure them that selling of this magazine will not be difficult, because Bombayites always encourage anything new. So with this, I say, Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra, Jai Lehren.
I will beg you not to leave the stage so soon. You, as usual, have spoken excellently, and you support a lot of causes, which gives us great pleasure to support them along with you. Because like you, we also love Bombay, and we love the hoarding and the posters you put up that teach us something new every day. But now we have a very delightful task for you, sir. May I call the editor, Bharti, onto the stage, please? Could you please ask our Honorable Sheriff to officially release the magazine? All right. Cake, which will eventually signify the birth of this magazine, Lehren. Can we request you to please perform the honors? Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you won't bring it near me. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Your Honor, and thank you very much for being such a wonderful audience. Good night, and God bless you.